bribing, especially key state institutions, that helps to sustain the regime. These individuals include the judges in Zimbabwe. These cars that you see have been bought by Zwikangas to the cost of each car can actually build a modern theater for the people of Zimbabwe. And the cost of each car can actually buy enough medicine for the hospitals in Zimbabwe to give to the vulnerable people of Zimbabwe. But because of misplaced priorities, this amount of money is used to give to the judges who in turn would be used to send political activists, journalists writing unfavorable articles about the government or interviewing people perceived to be the enemies of the government. The case being that of Blessed Mnangagwa, who was recently released. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hloripani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. So the Emerson Mnangagwa procured Range Rovers, the latest Range Rovers. It's quite a very expensive car, and they awarded each judge of the High Court. Now, what is the implication? For example, you see government officials, a government handing over a very expensive car to you, while the government is supposed to just pay you money that will be sufficient for you to buy your own car. But if you see the government taking the role of buying cars, especially to judiciary officers, a judiciary which is expected to be independent, definitely this is a form of bribe. Why is bribing the judiciary a very important issue for Emerson Mnangagwa? The judiciary play a very key role in sustaining the regime. The regime has been violating the constitution, I think, throughout its life. So, for example, you know, there is a case that is led by Tendai Biti, where war veterans who are calling themselves the 1970 war veterans, they have taken Mnangagwa over his policies around land reform to actually pay the former holders of the farmers, that is the white farmers, about 4,000 of them, and negotiated 3.5 billion, of which the payment terms and the timelines have actually passed, leading to some of these white farmers distancing themselves from the global agreement that was made by the government of Emerson Mnangagwa, fronted by Mthuli Ncube, having promised the white farmers that they were going to pay them, especially for the developments that they did in those farms. Something that the war veterans perceive or view this as actually reversing the gains. They call it the gains of the liberation struggle, and they view this, or they perceive this, as a sell-out actually position by Emerson Mnangagwa. So the war veterans taking this case to judges who are given Range Rovers, do you think they can actually find Emerson Mnangagwa wrong? A man who is making them to drive nice cars, a man who is making them to live a luxurious life. That is the predicament of the people of Zimbabwe. This is what exactly we are fighting against. And you expect the struggle to be easy. It would not be easy, because state institutions are greased so that they can perform their duties to the best in terms of appeasing the government of the day. So these guys were parked outside the High Court of Zimbabwe, and they were recently given by the government of Emerson Mnangagwa to your High Court judges. You would never see this happening in any democratic country, because this is a clear indication that the government is buying the judges, so that the judges can be used as instruments of sending political activists who are perceived to be hostile to the current regime in prison for no justifiable reason, or journalists or any actually people who expose this regime of Emerson Mnangagwa. How hard it is to be a Zimbabwean. This is all that the people have to fight. Zimbabwe is a rotten state. It is a crime scene, and it requires an overhaul of the entire system in order for it to backtrack to what the people envisage or desires it to be. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe